From day one, President Trump promised hope for the forgotten men and women of the United States.
The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Everyone is listening to you now. You came by the tens of millions to become part of a historic movement, the likes of which the world has never seen before.
In their brand new book, The Great Revolt, Inside the Populist Coalition Reshaping American Politics, the authors dig into the rise of President Trump and why voters love him. Co-authors Salena Zito and Todd join us live here in the studios. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so Salena, the experts got the whole election wrong in 2016, and they continue to get it wrong regarding who voted for him.
That's really important. You know, there's this movement going on, and we're still not listening to what it's saying to us. And that's sort of the important part of this book, is that it takes readers, not only reminds them who these voters are and the different archetypes that make up the coalition, but how they are impacting the country and the world beyond the ballot box.
Sure. And Brad, when you look at the people who voted for Donald Trump, now President Trump, what the experts got wrong was they didn't understand why the people in the Rust Belt counties who voted for Barack Obama, why they would ever vote for the Republican Donald Trump. But they did.
No question. You know, when Bill Clinton won re-election in the 90s, he won 1,500 counties. When Hillary Clinton won or ran and won the popular vote, she did so winning less than 500 counties. And a lot of these places where, if you look at Ohio and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, are places where dozens of counties flipped from Obama in 2012 to Donald Trump in 2016.
All right. In your book, you've got different names for some of the demographic groups. For instance, rough rebounders, King Cyrus evangelicals, rotary reliables. Let's start at the top. Rough rebounders. Who are they?
Those are the voters that have had a setback in life. Either whether it's a tragedy in the family, an economic setback, they've lost their job. And those were the voters that went to Donald Trump pretty darn quickly because they saw in him someone who made a comeback and someone who was able to land on their feet. And they just rallied around him very quickly.
King Cyrus evangelicals?
Well, you know, a lot of people have noted that evangelicals supported Trump, but that started even in the primaries. It really was a very pragmatic vote. They didn't find a lot in sort of personal background in common with Donald Trump, but they found shared priorities.
Rotary reliables, the last group we're going to talk about.
These are the voters, these are regular Republicans who lived in suburban counties that if they lived in counties that were, everyone was like them, everyone had this sort of same college education, they didn't vote for Trump. But if they lived in counties where there was a mixed economic situation, they went for Trump, and they went for Trump strong, along with the uncollege educated voters.
Okay, so that's a look back. What's going on right now, if you watch all the other channels, you know that they're probably right now doing a bulletin on Stormy Daniels. How much does Stormy Daniels and that saga play into the loyalty that these people invested in Donald Trump?
Well, we didn't hear stories about scandal on the road and talking to Trump voters in the Rust Belt. Instead, voters,
do they care?
They tend to think this is about them, not about the soap operas going on in Washington and New York. And if you didn't see this election coming, we hope this is the book for you. You know, if you didn't see what's happened with Dick's Sporting Goods and some of the other commercial brands who've sort of made bad decisions regarding this coalition in the last year, we think this book's for you too. I think you might learn something about it.
But if you watch the other channels, and you can see people on this channel as well who say, look, the people who voted for Donald Trump in 2016, they've got an eye full, they've had it up to here with him, they're going to flip. Do you buy that?
I haven't seen that evidence of that, a wholesale evidence of that. If anything, I've seen a strengthening and more of a coalescing around him, but also around themselves. I mean, Donald Trump was the result of this election. It wasn't the cause, and this is the first book that actually takes a look at the people who put him into office and what they're going to do next.
Excellent. That's what we all want to know. The book is terrific. It is called The Great Revolt, Inside Populist Coalition Reshaping American Politics. Brad and Salena, thank you very much.